At a lively street fair on the edge of town, Michael walked alone. The rain had just stopped, leaving the air damp and filled with the scent of wet pavement. He had recently gone through a breakup, and his heart felt like an old piece of cloth torn apart. He wasn't there to shop, he was there to forget Emily, his girlfriend of 3 years who had left without explanation. Among the crowd, Michael noticed their favorite food stall, skewers sizzling over open flames. He remembered how Emily always ordered 2 portions, laughing as she teased him, "You can't resist these, can you?" Now the smell cut like a knife. He turned away, only to catch sight of a jewelry booth. A simple silver bracelet gleamed under the lights, the same kind he had once bought for Emily's birthday. "Sweet memory," he muttered, though his stomach churned. He kept walking, passing a small stage where a storyteller recounted old legends. Michael smirked bitterly. "I'm fighting my own battle tonight," he thought. Then, in a shadowed corner, he saw a couple embracing. Their posture, the way the man held the woman's shoulder, the way they whispered, it was painfully familiar. Michael froze, his breath tight. Why does everything remind me of her? He bought a cup of lemonade and sat on a wooden bench. Closing his eyes, he wasn't trying to erase the memories but simply to pause the storm inside his head. When he opened them again, the fair was still alive with vendors shouting and children laughing. Nothing had changed, except the way he saw it since Emily left. "I'm the one carrying these shadows here," he realized. It wasn't the food, the bracelet, or the couple. His mind was busy collecting evidence, choosing, filtering, convincing him that the entire world was speaking about Emily. He remembered reading about a psychological phenomenon called the frequency illusion, or the Baader-Meinhof Phenomenon. It happens when we think about or experience something, and suddenly it seems to appear everywhere. Michael understood that his brain was working in 2 ways at once. First, through selective attention, his mind was spotlighting details that were emotionally relevant, like the food stall or the bracelet. Second, through confirmation bias, once those details were noticed, his brain searched for more proof to strengthen the emotional narrative that everything was about Emily. He also recalled that this phenomenon isn't limited to heartbreak. People often experience it in everyday life. After buying a new car, they suddenly notice the same model on every street. After learning a new word, they seem to encounter it in every book or article. In reality, those cars and words were always there, the brain simply hadn't been paying attention until now. This realization gave Michael a little room to breathe. He knew the universe wasn't punishing him, his mind was simply hyper-focused. Yet he also recognized that understanding the illusion didn't erase the pain. The mind can grasp the logic, but the heart takes longer to heal. As psychologists often say, cognitive recovery and emotional recovery move at different speeds, and rarely in perfect sync. Michael sipped his lemonade slowly. The cold was real. The sweetness was real. And tonight, even with the shadows still clinging to him, he had begun to see a small light breaking through.